What's going on, everyone? So, the LeBron James situation, right? Kind of want to talk about it, kind of go in a little bit of depth. And of course, I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on it. But one, I think LeBron James put the Lakers in a terrible situation. Now, I'm a big LeBron guy. I'm even on record saying that I believe he's the GOAT and all that stuff. But I just think Rich Paul saying the things that he said puts the Lakers in a tough spot. Right? Because, you got the Laker tax and you got, teams already. I mean, there were already reports that teams are trying to fleece the Lakers because they know that they're desperate. They know that they're in this position. Well, how do you take away or add desperation? Through the comments that you state, right? So LeBron James, not LeBron, Rich Paul, let's be clear, but he's speaking for LeBron, right? He's talking about how LeBron feels. It's okay for LeBron to feel the way that he feels and be like, hey, there might be this trade if, I'm going to monitor what the Lakers do. And then if I don't like it, I'm going to make a trade or request a trade, right? It's fine. But you don't say that publicly. I mean, so much so Rich Paul had to make it known. I let the Lakers know I didn't blindside the Lakers, which means that he even thinks that there's kind of this hey, maybe that shouldn't have been said, right? Because it does a couple things. One, the media conversation is now LeBron, and now there's all this noise and all this distraction that shouldn't have been there, right? Two, you don't think teams now know, if you don't do what LeBron wants, he's gone. He's going to request a trade and you're going to lose LeBron James, and you could potentially lose Luka and everything else. Guess what? Yesterday's price wasn't today's price. So now, because of those comments, it could potentially make things harder on the Lakers to go and make a trade, right? Harder than it already was. Right? That's not a good position to be in. Again, if you feel that way, that's fine. Feel that way. Let the Lakers do whatever they want to do and then make your decision accordingly, right? So now you kind of put this narrative out there. There's all this distraction, all this noise, and now there's all this pressure, right? And teams are going to try to capitalize on said pressure. Right? So I don't think that was good for the Lakers in any stretch in order to do so. The other big thing is if you're Rob Pelinka and the Lakers, you need to know, where are you at? Right? Because if you're leaving, our direction is a different direction than if you're staying. Because if the Lakers go and make a bunch of trades to try to win now, right? There's a difference between the type of moves you make to win now with Luka and LeBron and then just Luka. And you're limited on assets and all that stuff. So now the Lakers go and send out all of their, picks and everything like that to go get a player. And, they make all these, they get Ayton. Let's say everything goes perfect, right? Let's say they get an Andrew Wiggins, they get a DeAndre Ayton, right? They sign a DeAnthony Melton and they get a Malcolm Brogdon or something like that in free agency. That'd be great, right? Lakers would be a very good basketball team, maybe even potentially a contender. But what if LeBron doesn't like it? Now he's leaving. And you just went all in to go do all that stuff, and you just lost your second star. It's not good, right? Or what happens if the Lakers, end up going and making a trade for a center or go make a move or something like that, and LeBron ends up wanting a trade, and it's okay, for example, you go and sign Ayton, right? Okay, well, if LeBron now says, okay, I want to be traded to Cleveland, Jared Allen is probably one of the pieces that they're going to have to trade in order to make it work, whether it's the Lakers or another team. Now, yes, maybe you could do a multi-team deal where you're getting other players, and instead, now because you have your center in Ayton, you're not getting Jared Allen. But if LeBron knows you're going to leave, well, then now you don't have to sign Ayton. Now you can go make that trade, get a Jared Allen. Now you got your center position locked up, and then you can look to turn a Darius Garland, whatever, into other pieces, and then now build your roster accordingly, right? Again, the roster with LeBron and the roster without LeBron are going to be two very different rosters. The other kind of question becomes, regardless of what happens with the Lakers, right? Whatever moves they make, anything like that. Is it best at this point for all sides to just go their separate ways? Is it best at this point for either LeBron or the Lakers to just say, hey, initiate that, think it's time for us to move on, one way or another, right? And there's a couple of reasons for that. Again, I'm not one of those people that want LeBron gone. I'm not one of those people that believe Lakers can't win without LeBron. I really badly want to see what is a full season of a healthy LeBron James and a healthy, motivated, rejuvenated Luka Doncic look like? What do those two as a duo, what do they look like when they're at their best? I am so excited about that. Right? Like I genuinely do. I want to see what does that look like. At least give me a year of it, right? What does a full year of Luka and LeBron look like? I'm not one of those people that want no, I'm very appreciative, very thankful for LeBron. I think he's fantastic. I think, he got a championship, right? But at this point, at this juncture, right, there is a genuine argument that this might be the best move for all parties involved. You got Luka. No one expected you to get Luka. LeBron didn't expect it. Nobody expected you to get Luka. Now you got Luka. So now all the priority is Luka. I mean, LeBron, or Rich Paul himself said that LeBron understands and knows that they're focused on the future around Luka. Right? So go to a team, pick a team. East is wide open. If LeBron James goes to the Cavs and the Cavs are healthy, they're probably walking to the NBA Finals. Right? So why wouldn't you want to do something like that if you're LeBron? Lakers get, players and all that stuff and get to kind of do their thing. I think it could potentially be a win-win for all sides. But the other big thing, right, is you get to see what Luka and Austin Reeves look like before you have to give him a big contract. Right? Like, wouldn't you like to see a full year of if Luka and Austin Reeves combined are the duo with the right complementary pieces around to where they can lead you to a championship or not? Right? Because what happens if it is great, then perfect. You're signing them a new contract and everything's, business as usual. But what happens if it's terrible? What happens if they're a play-in team or they're, missed the play-in or something like that? They're the 11th seed come the trade deadline. Now it's like probably not in our best interest to go give Austin Reeves 40 or 50 million potentially. Right? Because that he could get nearly 50 million a year. Do you really want to go give him 50 million a year when you don't know if him and Luka are the two guys long-term that can save you? Right? And there's all this talk about them long-term with the 2027, that they want. It doesn't make any sense, right? Like with the 2027 thing, because you're going to have to give Reeves a new contract or you're trading him, one of the two. But like, regardless, you kind of look at the whole picture and it's like LeBron gets to go and right off to the sunset, go retire in Cleveland, right? Or somewhere else. I think it'd be Cleveland if he gets traded, right? But he gets to go to Cleveland, let's say, right? Lakers now get to now round out the roster in a proper way, in a proper manner, alongside Luka and Austin Reeves. So now you get your best chance to see and potentially win with Luka and Austin Reeves. You probably, have some added young players or some assets or whatever. You're turning Darius Garland into some assets or picks or young players or whatever, right? And now you're in that position where you can evaluate and kind of see everything and kind of break everything and go, okay, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Okay. Now you can make your decisions accordingly. And now okay, Austin Reeves isn't it. Okay, we need to get a star, next year or the following year or whatever. Or you look at it and you go, Reeves is it. Right now, we don't need another star. Now let's just continue to add to what we got. Right? If let's say you're close, say you lose in the second round, hard-fought series, but you were like, the 3 seed again with Reeves and Luka, but it looked really good. It's like, okay, we get the right pieces here. There might be something here, right? And maybe Ayton now is your third option. Maybe he's having the offensive impact that you need, and you got complementary two-way guys and all this. Like, who knows what that looks like if it gets done? I'm not saying that they necessarily should. I don't think LeBron's leaving. I've said this a million times. I don't think LeBron's going anywhere. I don't think that they're going to trade him. I don't think he's going to request a trade. I think he's going to stick around. It's just, again, kind of the whole, looking at the whole picture and situation. There is an argument to be made that it is the best. Like, if you're ever going to trade LeBron James, it's probably the time to do it, right? Get something for him. I mean, even just to get something before he retires makes sense, right? Because when he retires, you lose him for nothing, right? Now, obviously, you can maybe get another star or whatever, but it also depends on what your roster looks like, trying to go all in this season to try to win with LeBron. So now you have all this salary and all this. Like, it might be the best path for LeBron, for the Lakers, for Luka, for everything. Again, everything changed when Luka became a Laker. Like, this is now his franchise. Right? Because LeBron only has so many years. Whether it's this year and next year or just this year, whatever, he's at least playing this year. And then from there, we'll see what ends up happening. Right? But I don't necessarily think that they will. I don't necessarily even want it. But if you remove your bias for a moment, if you kind of look at like, okay, what's best for the Lakers? Because I'm a Laker fan. It's a Laker channel. This isn't a LeBron channel, right? It's a Laker channel. I was a Laker fan before LeBron. I'll be a Laker fan after LeBron, right? Like, what is best for the Lakers? And there might be an argument to be made depending on what you can get for LeBron. But there's also a lot of talks that there is no market for LeBron. I don't really buy that. I think a team like Cleveland, there's teams that would probably do it just for the financial gain. You don't think there's owners that would be like, man, I'd probably make $1 billion this year if I go and trade for LeBron? Do it. I don't even care. Like, there's teams that don't care about winning. They just want to sell tickets and jerseys and going to look at that as like, man, I could have LeBron on my team for a year, right? I mean, and teams that are like good, like with LeBron could potentially contend, right? So I don't know. It's just kind of a thought. I just thought it would be a good conversational video. And as always, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.